doesn't mean that Hillary would have been a good choice either. She was a terrible choice. She's a corrupt politician, one of the most unlikable people that's ever run for office. They were trying to get people to be supporting her just because she's a woman. This is going to be her history. Women, ladies, I stand with her. So there's all these women that have this blind allegiance towards this career politician, completely full of shit. She's been full of shit forever. But meanwhile, just a puppet of banks, and those people make shit piles of money from speeches, and there's major problems with the Clinton Foundation. It's not even around anymore. It's a dark legion. And meanwhile, she's doing all this Me Too talk. Her husband's a goddamn predator.
Yeah.
He's been a predator forever.
Yeah.
She said that Monica Lewinsky was a grown woman and it wasn't an abuse of power. Get the fuck out of here.
How old is Monica?
She was
Hillary Clinton tried rewriting her political legacy, but Joe Rogan showed up with a verbal sledgehammer and zero tolerance for revisionist fairy tales from her email saga to her magical blame-shifting tour. Rogan didn't just call her out, he torched the entire circus. This wasn't a roast, it was demolition sharp, savage, and brutally funny. The takedown slices through spin like a hot MIC on live TV. Hillary wanted applause, she got Joe with facts, fire, and a grin that says nice try.
He is, and he's actually still kind of good looking. Like, even for an older dude. Yeah, why not? He's still so good looking, and she's just so miserable.
She was publicly humiliated, and she thought that her big retribution would become president.
I'm running for president, and I'm in it to win it.
You know, become president.
Sure.
And then that would be it. All water under the bridge. I'm a strong woman. I'm running this country. And then America was like...
Somehow Hillary Clinton still struts through scandals like she's on a red carpet, heels high, grin fixed, and a trail of deleted emails fluttering behind her like confetti. Joe Rogan doesn't just roast her, he skewers her political existence with the sharpest tools in the shed. It's not delicate, it's demolition. Decades of political theater starring a lead actress who forgets the lines but demands a standing ovation. Rogan isn't buying the performance, he's pulling the curtain.
Infuriated when people that I knew that I was friends with were trying to tell me that Hillary Clinton was a good choice. And that's the same choice. I'm like, look, I don't know if she's murdered people, but I know that I worry that she's murdered people. That's a real, I really wonder. Like this Seth Rich.
I know. First of all, just leave. You don't even need to go there. You know,
there's so many other things.
There's so many other things that we know for a fact.
The Clinton Foundation, for instance.
So,
before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, because Joe Rogan is going in head first. Hillary Clinton has rebranded herself more times than a failing tech startup. 1 minute she's a champion of women's rights, the next she's cashing checks from regimes where women can't drive. Somehow she manages to be feminist icon and foreign policy flip-flopper in a single breath. If hypocrisy had a LinkedIn page, Hillary would be top ranked with endorsements from irony and confusion.
Yeah, she really did say that.
Yeah, she really did say that after she just got done Gaddafi and then laughed about it.
We came, we saw, he died.
We came, we saw, he died. The fact that any human being would ever do that. By the way he died, that's some dark.
Joe Rogan doesn't hold back. Hillary's entire political career has been one long audition for a role voters never wanted her to play. It's like America watched the pilot, hated it, cancelled the show. And she still keeps crashing the Emmys. Her commitment to the same failed plot over and over isn't just dedication, it's delusion, probably both.
The thing was, he was packing stadiums.
Yeah.
She couldn't even fill a fucking high school gymnasium.
Right. She was pulling all the strings, and she had all the favors that she was pulling in, and she had a shit ton of money behind her, and they were completely arrogant, and all the liberal elite in the media thought there was no chance that she was going to lose. She's 95% shoe-in to win the presidency, and she walked around like she was 95%.
She already thought she won.
Yeah.
And then there's the email saga, the one that refuses to die, because Hillary Clinton treated a government server like her personal Pinterest board. Rogan launches in like a stand-up set that writes itself. A private server for convenience became a digital monument to terrible judgment. Somewhere a Nigerian prince is still jealous, and yet through it all Hillary played the victim like she was starring in an off-Broadway tragedy titled Accountability is Sexist.
Forever. If you watch the conversation between James Comey, when James Comey testified about what he did and what they found with the Hillary Clinton emails, and then her version of it, she's just a straight liar.
Yeah.
She deleted 33,000 emails.
do you do that? And then
even worse than that, when they rigged the DNC, they rigged the primaries so that Bernie Sanders was going to lose. She had her people into the DNC.
That was
Next stop, the Clinton Foundation, aka the family business that's part charity, part political machine, part black hole of mystery money. Funds flow in, influence flows out, and no one can quite explain what happens in the middle. Rogan makes it plain it's not public service, it's public relations with a donation button. Then came 2016, the most high-profile faceplant in modern history. Hillary had the media, the donors, the Obamas, the celebs, the confetti parade, and still lost. Joe gleefully dissects $1 billion campaign so robotic it made vending machines seem charming.
One of my favorite clips is Hillary Clinton when she was running 2012. She was more MAGA than MAGA. Mm-hmm. That's so MAGA.
And yes, Joe Rogan hits Benghazi, that foreign policy debacle that became shorthand for disaster. It wasn't just tragic, it was mishandled with such arrogance it bordered on comedy. Accountability was dodged like a dodgeball, and Hillary wore the target. Her strategy: deny, deflect, distract, and then write a book about how misunderstood she is. Speaking of books, Hillary's memoir reads like therapy fan fiction where she's both the hero and the genius. Joe rips it apart, a speech so rehearsed it could make Broadway blush. Spontaneity, never heard of it.
Like, I was getting shot at. It's like, I can't imagine, I was just talking about lack of empathy. I can't imagine being in a situation where I'm on television and I'm saying things that are so removed from the truth.
Right.
Like, I can't wrap my head around that.
Well, Hillary did the same thing.
Well, she's a congenital liar, as she was referred to by the New York Times back in the day. But,
and rightly so, but people forget this. She did talk about a firefight that she was involved in.
I was under sniper fire. And the worst thing about that people didn't give a shit about, she said when she was in Bosnia, she was under sniper fire. It's like, wait a minute. You're throwing the Secret Service under the bus. Because what kind of
Let's talk tech. Hillary Clinton was in charge of cyber policy and couldn't explain how email works. Watching her with technology is like watching your grandma try TikTok. Button mashing confusion. And where did the email go? She once thought wiping a server meant using a cloth. That's not a joke, that's a national security threat disguised as stand-up gold. Joe Rogan dismantles her feminist brand too, pointing out how Hillary weaponized her marriage, flipped on policies, and spun failures into campaign slogans. The Clintons weren't just a couple, they were a brand, and a messy, scandal-ridden one at that.
And she just basically did a double talk around that. But she's got a lot of whoppers in her name. She said she was named after Edmund Hillary, even though he climbed Mount Everest after she was born. So she's amazing. I love that woman. I love her so much. She's the funniest person on earth.
She's a scary lady.
She's like a slinky. She's always falling down the stairs.
Ah!
Yeah, she's the human slinky.
How dare you?
Yeah.
It's an odd duck. It's one of those things where women want a woman to be president so bad. They want one for the team so bad. And then there's so many people from the left that think she has the best chance.
Then there's her social media game, less millennial energy, more awkward in turn with Wi-Fi issues. Hillary Clinton tweeting is like watching a thesaurus crash into a teleprompter. Forced hashtags, outdated memes, and vibes that scream how do you do fellow kids. Joe Rogan compares her to an unskippable ad in American politics, always showing up, always pitching herself, always inserting herself into conversations no one invited her to. She's the ghost of campaigns past, drifting through CNN studios and college halls with a PowerPoint and a dream.
One of the things I always point out, like, people want to talk progressive, you want to talk, being left wing, and she didn't even believe in gay marriage until 2013.
The best part was she was on NPR, which is this far right fringe organization, right? NPR, Terry Gross. And Terry Gross says, you used to be against gay marriage. Your husband passed DOMA, which made it a federal law that gay marriage won't be recognized by the federal government. And you changed your position. Like, how did that happen? Was it because Americans became... Hillary's like, well, America changed their point of view. She goes, no, I understand Americans changed their point of view. What was your mental process? And she goes, no, Terry, you're saying that I changed my mind for political purposes, and that's not true. And she starts yelling at her. And it's like, holy shit, you're on NPR and you think they're too right-wing for you because they're calling you out on your bullshit, you fucking loon.
Just when you thought Hillary's saga couldn't get weirder, along comes the post-2016 reinvention tour 1 week. She's a podcaster. Next, she's teaching a masterclass. She's like someone who failed the final exam and then applied to teach the course. Joe Rogan saw through the glitter and delusion immediately, while Hillary tried branding herself as the comeback queen. Joe clocked the circus from a mile away. And let's not forget the gall of crowning herself the last line of defense against tyranny after losing to a guy who tweets like a sitcom uncle on Thanksgiving.
Hillary Clinton has a very weird and I think shitty marriage. I don't think she has a husband who is in love with her or faithful to her. And I think I can't really blame him because she seems to have accepted this behavior since the inception of their marriage. And so past his prologue, you're going to get what you tolerate. You know, what you permit, you promote. She spent all of her daughter's upbringing away. At work.
Joe Rogan didn't just roast Hillary's failures, he highlighted how tone-deaf her legacy tour had become. It was like watching the Titanic sink again, but this time the captain blamed Russia. She re-emerged, not wiser, not humbler, just louder, like someone who bombed karaoke at a funeral, but grabbed the mic again. Her obsession with relevance is unmatched. She's got more hot takes than wins, and each one ages like dairy in the sun in a world moving on. Hillary Clinton keeps playing the greatest hits from her greatest misses, and when Joe dropped his verbal grenade, there was no need for special effects. The facts were the punchlines, the inconsistencies wrote themselves. Hillary's reboot crashed. No recovery, no reboot. Just the blue screen of political death.